And this is where it is for the stock seat. So what I'm doing today is we're test fitting a new seat that I got, because an issue that I have is I have a really long torso and my head always hits the roof, especially with the helmet on. So I'm gonna do a before and after with the new seat that I got. I heard that from the Lotus and Miata guys that it's like really compact but sits you really low. I wanted to try something else other than the Bride I had before, because most Brides are pretty small, and like even for the shoulder area I have kind of broad shoulders, so I wanted something with more space, more comfortable. Hey, check this out. So maybe you notice the lighting is a little better. I installed like all these lights in my garage so that way I can actually see. So the first thing I'll do is I'll do a fitment check with the helmet, and then afterwards when I install the new seat, the Tillet seat with the Bride LowMax seat brackets, we'll see how much of a difference it makes. With this setup, my helmet literally hits the roof on the inside of the car. And that's with a little bit of slouching too. So my helmet was literally touching the roof, and that's with a little bit of slouching. I was looking for the lowest seat and seat bracket combination because there is no room for any slack. I need all the space that I can. After doing some research, the best combination I found was these Bride LowMax seat brackets, which I used to have on the 240, so I know they sit you pretty low. And then this here is the Tillet B5 or B6, B6 Screamer. And what makes this really cool too, that helps you sit a little lower, is it's like a butt imprint, I guess, and it lets you sit maybe an inch or two lower below the seat rails, and that just every little inch or half an inch really helps. I get a 360 view of this for you guys. I think it's a great looking seat, simple, not too much padding like a lot of the other ones, minimalistic. And this is a FIA certified seat, so it's passed crash testing. If you look up close, the padding is so thin. But I heard it was actually still pretty comfortable. Super thin. Now onto the Bride seat sliders, mounting brackets. This is for a Z33 350Z. This is the FG model right there. And this is the driver's side. And how it comes is it comes with the sliders, and you just lift this up to slide it back and forth. And then all you gotta do is mount these deals on top. And then it's a side mount, which I prefer because that way your seat can drop in and go below this mount, which I'll show you once it's all put together. Again, this was the lowest seat bracket I could find, and I do like the Bride products. I had this in my 240 before, the same seat bracket setup, and I sat super low and I liked it. I just hope it's low enough for my helmet to clear as well. So I ripped the driver's seat out of the car, and I just wanted to set it up side by side with the Tillet just to give a comparison. So the stock seat sits quite a bit higher, kind of hard to tell. The main factor here is how deep this section goes down where your butt is. This side like is a big slope. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see it. Whereas this is just pretty flat. And it's probably a good 3-inch difference right there between the two. And just a shot of the back side. And again, you can see where that dip of the seat is, and it can kind of drop below this line. So I'm going to sit in both seats and let's see if there's a noticeable height difference. Okay. So this is where height will be for the Tillet. And this is where it is for the stock seat. From here it's kind of hard to see, but I think it's quite a big difference. Okay, finally, let's get the seat put into the car. Alright, welcome back. Yesterday I got the seat installed and it looks pretty cool. There's so much space between the door and the seat on both sides. This gap is now huge. It's like a good 4-inch gap maybe. But of course, like all car part installs, right, nothing ever goes right the first time. Okay, so on this side, right, there's 4 bolts, so that's one of them. The second one. Now let's look at the front one. Front right. It's off by a good inch or so right there. And same thing for the back side here. So what it is the seat is actually very narrow. More narrow than the stock seat. And since it's so narrow, it's brought the rails together closer. So I think what we'll need to do is space this out so that there's a little extra space on both sides from the seat to the rail. And that way it can make up the difference of the gap. Another thing I noticed was the seat actually still has some space underneath. Here's my hand. I still have a good 2 inches or so from the lowest point of the seat to the ground. So I was thinking, you know, I could probably maximize this somehow and try to drop the seat a little lower, but we'll see. And here I stack like 6 washers all the way around. And that kind of spaces everything out, and hopefully it'll mount up now. Gotta drop this in. Alright. And we're still a little bit off. So what I had to do is I had to run to Lowe's and get more washers. So far we had 6 of these stacked on each side of the seat, and it wasn't wide enough to bolt into the car. What we need to do is push these a little further up, and I'm gonna stack 4 more of these on each side. And hopefully that'll be enough. If not, we can add a little more. But we'll see. I don't want to go like too far over and have to take the seat out again. It's just trial and error. We'll see what we need. Now we'll tighten these down. Okay, so now we have a pretty good sized gap. It's about 1 inch on this side and 1 inch on the other side. So hopefully this will fit now. Now, I think today's our lucky day. With all these washers in here. This hole lines up. All these washers back here. This hole lines up. In the front, that hole basically lines up. I think if we just push it, we'll be okay. And same thing with back here. We can see the hole. Let's see if it'll fit. Well, everything lined up good. About 10 of these washers on each side is what it took. Lined up, bolted in. All good back there as well. And what's cool is, for now, I can retain my stock seatbelt until my harnesses come in, and for street driving, I can still rock this. So this is with the stock 3-point seatbelt. Latched in, and once I'm sitting into it, my legs like come up to here, and your chest will hold it out as well. And when you crash, it still, see, it still locks. Alright, so we're gonna do one last helmet check now that the seat's all bolted in. You can see there's still a good amount of headroom up here. Maybe 2 fingers, 3 fingers. I would say about 3 fingers. Pretty amazing. So, and you got to keep in mind, before I was literally hunched over and it would still like graze the roof. Now I can relax and like enjoy my day at the track and not have a sore neck and a sore back. Tall people problems. Next, I'll get the harness bar and some proper harnesses, and that way I can be fully safe and legit at the track. Alright, catch you guys next time.